You're kind of used to this kind of stuff now.
Yeah, I guess fortunately I am. It's cool. I think anytime you can get back with athletes from K-State from different eras or even people you might have played with, it's fun just to reminisce, to talk, to be around them. If it's this, if it was the softball game that we put on, I think that's just some cool opportunities that I know I didn't necessarily have when I was here. I kind of just stuck to myself and didn't like intermingle with basketball players or anything, but obviously always watched them and everything. So it's cool, and just to read up on their experiences. I was reading Liz's article that they posted on her, just like where she's from and kind of her mindset and how she went through things. And everyone has a story, and it's cool to hear the stories that you might not necessarily get when they were playing, but post-career, some people, probably like myself, talk a little bit more about how it happened and what all went on compared to in the moment. So it's fun to hear those and what they're doing now, and kind of catching up.
As far as football goes, you're the kid of the group. How's it feel to go in with these old farts?
It's an honor. I was here with Darren. Was not ever on the field with him. Grew up watching. Chanting David's name in the stands when he was doing punt returns. So that stuff is unique, and I think it's similar when I went into the Ring of Honor with Bishop. I can envision being in the south end zone and watching him, and when they beat Nebraska for the first time here in forever, and storming the field, and just all that stuff. It kind of takes you back to being a fan for a while, and after not being able to be a fan for the last probably 15 years. So it's pretty exciting and surreal, and kind of unique to be able to go in with a class like this.
It hits different when it's your school that you grew up with, right?
It does. To be 15, 20 minutes away as a kid, coming to the games, and now being back 15 minutes. I left 15 minutes before this thing started from my house to get here, so it's very convenient. But you feel like you're a little bit more part of it when you grow up in the community. You're around it pre-career and then now post-career, and I think it's very unique. So it's humbling and nothing. I think when I decided to walk on here, it was a leap, and you had no idea where it was going to end up or how it was going to go, and it's been a fun ride for sure.
What were your other offers back?
Division II, Washburn and Emporia State.
Wow.
Washburn was very tempting. They were going to allow me to play basketball as well, so that was very tempting. But it just came down to I guess it wasn't even like the inside of like making it to the NFL. Why I came here was just more of making sure I was going to be able to maximize my opportunity. Like I said, when I walked on, and I give a lot of credit, and I told John this when we were at the softball game. Without him, I don't know if I ever would have thought about it. John McGraw obviously went to Riley County, walked on here. We kind of had reverse stories because he started at receiver and then got switched to safety, and then went on and played 10 years in the NFL. And we went out to breakfast before I made my decision because I wanted to get his experience, and he pushed me towards doing it. And I think once that happened, and knowing that he kind of laid the groundwork and showed that it was possible, it was a chance to not to have the what ifs, I think is what I've always said, and to maximize the opportunity.
How cool is it that your high schools had two, not NFL guys, long-term NFL guys? It's crazy.
I was actually talking to my wife about that a couple days ago, because something came up with John, or I think through the softball game, reading him about his career and just different things, and it is crazy. We both were not even long careers, but both were drafted in the second round. I think he was 57th overall, and I was 36. That's very top of the top coming out of college, and for Riley County to produce that is kind of crazy. And then I take a lot of pride in where I'm from, not only my school, Riley County, or the community here, including Manhattan, but then you look at Amy Mortimer, who was on Team USA for track and came here to K-State and ran extremely well. There's a little shrine there at Riley County with a couple other people that we're very proud of what that school's produced.
Really cool. Favorite memory of a game out here?
Out here?
Yeah. Or anywhere.
Well, probably my favorite memory overall is my senior year when we were down in Texas.
Yeah.
That was probably one of the most enjoyable games I've ever played with played in. We had a kick return for a touchdown. I had a punt return for a touchdown. Had over 100 yards receiving and a touchdown. And just whenever you're able to go in, and I was explaining this because we went to the Ryder Cup this last weekend. I was explaining, like, because there it's like you're for the U.S. and kind of booing or cheering for bad results for European teams when they hit a golf shot. I was like, some of that is one reason why I kind of liked going on the road. Like, it's something about, like, being against everyone else, being booed, and then going in and quieting a crowd, especially someone like Texas who thinks they're above and beyond everyone else, and then be able to go in there and just quiet them down and put on a show. And the way we did it was awesome. It was fun. And definitely enjoyed. That was probably my favorite game. Best memory here was probably when I was able to score a touchdown on Talib. I still credit him for making me a decent amount of money in the NFL.
Take me through that play, though. That was just – it was awesome. I mean, you just got him off the line.
Yeah, it was a very basic play that we usually had in the playbook for backed up situations or starting a drive. And I think that drive just happened to start around midfield. And the route actually is kind of like a 3-and-1 route, all based off had adjustments based off how they were playing. And since he came up and pressed, it turned into a go ball. Josh threw a good ball around the outside, and then creating the separation. Honestly, post catch is probably the most enjoyable. So I'll never forget when I was flying back from the combine, the receivers were done, the DBs were getting ready to go, and they're getting ready to run their 40. And I just sat there. I was like, I needed him to run fast because I had the film. So, and I'll take the film over a 40 time any day.
What was your actual on-a-track 40 time?
I think my combine one was 4.5 flat, or maybe 4.49 is what it was clocked at there, I believe.
Are you one of those guys that when you put a football in his hands runs faster if you got someone chasing you?
I think everyone runs faster when someone's chasing you, or if you're chasing someone. I just take longer to get going. Like, my 10 yards would definitely would be my slowest point, obviously. But even when I ran track in high school, like, I was probably never – there's one time I was the first ones out of the blocks, and that was my senior year at state in the 100-meter dash. A story there is our track coach and some other coaches would always sit in the stands, and they weren't betting on people, but they were picking, like, I got so-and-so, I got so-and-so, just, to get through a 17-hour day of state track. And our 100-meter dash came up. I was running against a kid from Lakin, and he had the fastest time coming in that year. And my coach said, so obviously he picked me, and he said, that was my best start I ever had in my career. I came out of the blocks. I was even with everyone. He said the moment I came out even, he stood up because he knew it was over, because my back half was by far my best. So I think being a taller, longer strider, it just takes longer to go. So I think if we were to time some 75s or 70s or whatever, or even like a 50, like, then a lot of guys would maintain, like, I feel like at 40 I still might be accelerating. So.